It's been a great start to the school year. We're delighted to have our students and our teachers once again working together in the classrooms of Wicomico County Public Schools. We're also delighted that Wicomico Teacher of the Year, Dustin Thomas, is a finalist for Maryland Teacher of the Year. He's a dedicated and innovative educator, and we're excited to see him celebrated. Everyone can tune in to Maryland Public Television at 8 p.m. Thursday, October 7th to watch the half-hour Maryland Teacher of the Year television special. We'll all be watching and hoping to hear Mr. Thomas announced as the winner. Mr. Thomas teaches physical education, health, and world music at Prince Street Elementary School. Let's get to know him better in this interview with our own Aaron Deal, a former Maryland Teacher of the Year.
I have a wonderful privilege on today of being able to introduce to the community our 2022 Wicomico County Teacher of the Year, Mr. Dustin Thomas. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And we want to start off by asking you, first of all, how'd your morning go?
The morning was very overwhelming, Mr. Deal. I woke up and had a ton of text messages and emails and social media notifications. So trying to get through all my messages replied back to and emails, it was a daunting task. And then Mr. Buck Burton picked me up in this fancy car, and I got to come to school in that with my mom and sister, and got here, and all the kids were out here with signs, and we had music. We had the Wahai Pet Band out here, community officials. So it was just a very nice, welcoming, and overwhelming, but great, good stuff, good stuff.
And needless to say, not your normal reception every morning when you come to school.
It was amazing, yeah, it was awesome.
All right, and tell us a little bit about your thoughts at the reception on yesterday.
So the reception was nice. I told a story last night that I never knew a year ago I'd be in this position to be on top of a parking garage delivering a speech, you know, over on a podium. But I said that, you know, this is a platform, and the kids are why we do it, so I'm going to use this platform to speak life.
We're curious about the path that got you to this point. Can you share a little bit of information?
Sure, yeah. So I did not go to college right out of high school. I did not go to college right out of high school. I went into the workforce and quickly found out that this was not for me. So I attended Warwick to get started, took one class, and I got to shout out Jason Miller. He helped me out tremendously through that process of helping me get through classes, and one turned into two, turned into three, full-time student. I got my associates from Warwick, General Studies, and I still hadn't quite figured out what I wanted to do, and then I was like, you know what, I played sports in high school, I love kids, so it kind of just fit together. So transferred to SU and got my bachelor's in phys ed, minors in health and exercise science. I did not get hired my first year out of college, so I went and did started my master's right away, applied health physiology. And my second year out, I got a call from Glen Avenue, which is where I went to school as a kid. And I got hired that year. So I was there for 3 years and then transferred here to Prince Street. This is my 7th year here, so this is my 10th year teaching. And here we are. Here we are.
Full circle.
Full circle, that's right. Full circle.
And as far as the support systems, which people have been instrumental in helping you to get to this point?
Oh man, my family, first and foremost, helped me out tremendously through the long nights, the finances, the struggles that we did. God helped me get through that for real. My admin team here is amazing. Jason, Kim, and Carla. I have some pretty crazy ideas that come in my head, and I always, you know, say, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? The kids really can benefit from this, and they always back me every time, 100%. And I think it's important to have a good team, you know, that supports you and you can thrive off of. And Kim Bearden, who's been here, she's a teacher at RCA. She said, surround yourself with people that fuel your soul. So I think that's important to have people around you that aren't like you. That give you ideas, inspiration, you can bounce ideas off of, and just build your circle up. So the staff here, the kids here motivate me every day to be here. You know, they're the reason why I get up every morning. So.
Great. And that's great to hear. Now, you've mentioned some of those crazy ideas. Some of those crazy ideas have gotten you to a position in which you've received some state and national recognition.
Yeah,
What are some of those crazy ideas that we think of as innovation in education?
So some of the crazy ideas I had was, you know, we started with the buckets, and the buckets turned into a drum kit. The drum kit turned into a bass guitar. The bass guitar is turned into all these kids wanting to join this program. Like, oh, I can't do this by myself. So I reached out to charitable donations and NAACP and different organizations that give us funding. So we now have a full drum kit that we play. We have a DJ board. We have speakers that we're able to take to our events. We have written grants to several organizations. The Community Foundation funded a recording studio that we have in one of our classrooms now. So the idea behind the recording studio was to get the kids to, you know, do some vocals, poetry, you know, vocals. We were going to, before the pandemic started, we were going to have The Lion King Jr. as like a play, and the kids are going to do like the background noises, like, you know, the birds and stuff like that behind it. Because of the pandemic, we, you know, haven't been able to do that. But our house system here, we do our chants and cheers. Kids have made songs on there. So that really is probably the one I'm most proud of. But then the pandemic started, so I had to figure out a way to practice still with the kids, but not be in person with them. So I wrote a grant to the community, or I did the Hertrix Catch for Class, and they actually funded us for the Community Choice Award. So we were able to get electronic drum pads for all of our kids, so they could hook up to the computer, share their sound, and we could actually practice a little bit as opposed to just seeing them do this on the camera. So those are just a few of the crazy ideas that we have here that's been successful for us.
And I love that innovation because you're a phys ed teacher, but you've integrated music, you've integrated the dance.
Yeah.
How do you stay relatable to the children's world?
It's a good question, Mr. Deal. Relatable because I feel like if I was looking back, if I was the same age as these children, I would fit in most here at this school, because that is who I guess I am. And I think we do a great job here of bringing the normalcy out of these kids and just having fun and let them be themselves. So I think I relate to that, because even though we feed the energy to them, they give it back to us. So that helps me, you know, continue to move forward and do that. But, you know, I love music growing up. Hip hop has been a staple in my life. I have an older sister, so I remember her getting ready for school, and I remember like cruising down the street in my 6'4", and I was like 6, 7 years old, but I remember her playing on MTV, and I was like, I dig it. Like it did something to my soul, Aaron, that the other music doesn't do. So, and I think, you know, being here in this population, this area, I mean, these kids love that stuff. So why not utilize it? I mean, if they're gonna listen to it regardless, so why not utilize it and make a program that's, you know, fittable and you know, that just makes it thrive and stand out.
And that's perfect. So tell me this. What advice would you give as keys to success for some young man that's looking for direction for his life?
Wow, that's good. That's a big question there, Mr. Deal. I would say to find people around him that he can trust. They might not look like him. They may not be from the same place they are. They might not be the same age as him. But get a circle of people that you can confide in, and see what opportunities are there, bounce ideas off of that person or those people, and see what great things can happen. I think you got to build a community around you, and like I said, surround yourself with people that fuel your soul, that have the same like-minded ideas that you have, and just be open to being honest and being vulnerable to share those things.
Right. Someone that's going somewhere.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
And now you have this wonderful platform as our spokesperson for education. What central message would you like to share with educators, the students, and our community?
The central message I want to give is, you know, a lot of times we go through life just trying to fit in, and there comes a time where you got to stand out and you got to break away from that mold. So I would say just find yourself, be willing to take risks, and I can say firsthand, I am not great at writing grants, but I have made myself a team to hear that will help me write them, help me get the ideas, get the verbiage down, and those people see my vision, and as a team we work together, admin team, the community, to make those things happen. Parents help us out, so I would say, be willing to stand out, do things, get the community involved, get your admin involved, get your friends involved, family involved, and just build from there, and it'll work out. It'll work out.
Well, that sounds great. It sounds like you're not afraid of failure.
Oh, no, not at all.
Failure is our friend, and we have to take risks, and it helps us to grow.
Absolutely.
I am so excited for you. I want to congratulate you one more time.
Thank you, Mr. Dale.
I know you didn't imagine, as a young man, being in this position. I heard your mother say,
Not
I
at
never
all.
thought I'd see this day.
Not at all.
She put some seeds in you to get you to this point.
Absolutely.
And we never know where those seeds will take us.
Absolutely.
And so, thank you, Dustin, for those encouraging words. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. You're a wonderful candidate for our county, and we look forward to hearing your name announced at that State Teacher of the Year banquet. Every year I'm asked what it means to be the Teacher of the Year. The Teacher of the Year becomes the spokesperson for Wicomico County and possibly for the entire state of Maryland. It is the individual that is recognized for what they're already doing in the classroom and the contributions that they make to a school system. They become the spokesperson not just for the classroom, an individual, or a school, but for an entire district and possibly an entire state. This person sees the challenges that teachers face on a regular basis, and they bring solutions to the table. Being a Teacher of the Year is also one of the greatest professional development programs I've ever been a part of. To meet other problem solvers, individuals that go 110% totally immersed in their profession for the good of the community, for the good of the parents, and also for the good of their students. I love the Teacher of the Year program, and we appreciate the support that you bring as our community and business partners. You now have the opportunity to be a part of our Wicomico County Teacher of the Year program. Beginning October 4th, you can nominate your favorite teacher for Wicomico County Teacher of the Year. Please visit us at wcboe.org, and we're looking to hear from you. I would like to close this show by saying what an incredible job all of our teachers are doing in these challenging times. The work they do is difficult, yet they do it because it is personally and professionally rewarding. Last spring, we asked all of the Teacher of the Year semifinalists to finish this sentence for us. I love being a teacher because... Let's give these wonderful teachers the last word.
I love being a teacher because I get to make a difference in so many lives, and each student that I meet makes a difference in my life.
I love being a teacher because I love working with my students. I love seeing the growth that they make from the beginning of the end to the end of a school year, especially this year. Through all of the challenges they've faced, the progress they've made is incredible. I love when they come in the morning and share their jokes, when they are so excited to tell you something that they did while they were at home. And I just love seeing that moment of recognition on their face when they've had a really challenging concept and then all of a sudden you see that they've got it. I think that just makes being a teacher worth it.
I get to work directly with families in their homes during their everyday routines to help their child learn and to succeed. I give the parents all the knowledge they need so that they can build confidence and competence to help their child meet their outcomes so that they can achieve their goals and be a part of the community. And I love to empower my parents most of all, to see them when they know, I did a good job, and that they can start to advocate for their own child so that they can get the services they need.
I love being a teacher because I know that my job has an impact on my students' lives and in the community and in society as a whole.
I love being a teacher because I get to see and be a part of the transformation from the beginning of the year when students might not know the letters in their name to then being able to read all on their own by the end of kindergarten. I love being creative and adding movement and making it exciting day after day for all of my students.
I love being a teacher because I never know what each day is going to bring. It's always a new challenge. I'm able to share my love of books and my love of learning with other people, not just the students, but also the adults. And not many jobs where you get to work with both groups of people. And I love being able to share that enthusiasm with them.
Because I form relationships with my students, and they are long, engaging relationships where they leave my room, they leave that grade level, and they remember me 2, 3, 4 years down the line. They come back and visit me. I really appreciate the fact that I'm able to touch so many students at one time.
I love being a teacher because I love my students, but mostly I love being creative and being able to have my lessons, be creative in my lessons where students can access from different methods and different modalities. And it's just a really fun way to teach. It's really great to be able to access different things with them and implement new strategies and things that are hands-on or whole body or just different creative ways and unique ways to help them learn.
I love being a teacher because I love building relationships with students. Being able to meet their parents is wonderful. This year that's been challenging, but building those strong relationships with them, talking to them, having community circles in the morning, and even if it's on Zoom, and having a share question, getting to know about them. This year we've been able to do that a little bit more if they've been at home. We've seen their dogs, we've seen their cats, sometimes more than often than we like. But we've gotten to see all of that home environment. So building those relationships with them and seeing those kind of aha moments for them, even if they are on Zoom or if they're in the classroom. But you know, I call them my kids. I don't say I have 2 kids. At home, I say I have 25 kids in class too. And they kind of become our kids for that year. And even still, just seeing them down the line too. At the ballpark, you know, seeing a kid that I've had, or a student that I've had 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and come up and say, Mrs. Littleton, and wave. That was so special even this year on the bus ramp, because I felt like I didn't get to see the ones end my year with my ones last year, and I'd see them, I'm like, oh my gosh, there you are. I haven't seen you in person in so long. So it's just so wonderful to be with them and build those relationships.
I love being a teacher because it's probably one of the best careers you can choose. How kids feel, you affect that every day. You affect your mood, you affect their mood, you affect everything. When kids come into your class, especially this year with mental health, they come with so many things and so much baggage. It's amazing what they come with. You don't know. And the fact that you can affect that and you can bring a joy to them every day for those 45 minutes is unlike anything else. I don't know any other job that does that. I've been a teacher for 25 years, and it's the best feeling ever. I don't wake up and dread going anywhere. I wake up and go, yes, I'm going to see my kids today. I don't want to be out because I don't want to miss them. We look forward to that 45 minutes, 6 classes a day, every day, where they can be themselves, they can be honest, they can not fear not being talented, because arts it reaches every subject, no matter what subject they're in. We try to bring in every subject so they feel, hey, I learned this in another class. I remember this, among every grade level. And they start to get comfortable and share, and it's just the best feeling when they can relax and be themselves, and those relationships form. And I still have kids that are 28 years old coming back to me, hey, Miss L, how are you? How's your family? I've got some that call mom. I mean, it's like kind of embarrassing, but they call me mom, and it's like, okay. You miss the kids. You miss them bad when they're not with you. And 25 years, you form a lot of relationships. It's the best feeling ever. It's one big family.
So I love being a teacher because I have the ability to change a rough day into an amazing day. It is my goal for my students to be surrounded by joy and happiness from the moment they step foot into the classroom door. Whether they are having a rough day, feeling under the weather, whatever it may be, I want them to leave my classroom knowing that they are loved and supported. And not only that, but I want them to leave the classroom feeling amazing and a lot better than what they did coming in to the start of the day. Being a teacher also means that I get to positively inspire my students, to boost their self-esteem and self-confidence, and to prove to them that if they put their mind to something, that they can achieve it.
Simply because I love children. I feel like the position I have right now at my school is a reading intervention teacher, so I get to work with children every day, help them and inspire them to learn, and they teach me many things each day as well. And I also, as the Title I Parent Involvement Liaison, get to plan all the family events and PAC and parent strategy workshops, which allows me to connect with my staff, my students, and the community to all work together. So I get the joy of teaching still children every day and also connecting with my community and building relationships.
I love being a teacher because I get to see their little minds grow from being a kindergartner to being ready for second grade. So many of them just love their teachers and love to be in the classroom, especially since we've been through such a trying time with COVID. So being able to be that person that they're excited to see, that's why I love being a teacher.
So I love being a teacher because every day is something new. I get to go into the classroom, I get to be a kid myself, I get to sing, I get to dance, I get to just act goofy and silly. I also get to create new lessons, activities for my kids to be excited to come to my room every single day.
The thing that I like about teaching is that you can prepare, you can make the best lesson, you can have the best intentions, and then when it happens, they keep you on your toes. You really don't know what the outcome's going to be. And it's difficult to have a bad day or to feel bored when that kind of thing happens. When you have that sort of like live, you're having to figure it out as it goes along. I like the challenge that comes with a room full of personalities. And I just love that day-to-day connection with my students. I love to know, oh, you have soccer practice today, and how'd your game go? And I know you were applying for this job, and did you get it? And that sort of check-in with them every day is what it fills my heart. It makes me feel satisfied. It makes me feel complete and needed, and just that I am where I'm supposed to be. So hands down, my favorite thing about teaching is my students. I just love the day-to-day interaction with them.
I love being a teacher because I get to create a safe and secure space for young children. I get to become a family with them. We get to work as a team together. I also, as a first grade teacher, get to witness struggling readers leave my classroom becoming fluent readers. I also love when I get to witness those light bulb moments when a child has been working so hard to accomplish a task and they finally realize that they are able to accomplish anything they put their mind to.
I love being a teacher because every day I have the opportunity to build on relationships that I've already made with students, continue to connect with new students, problem solve with my administrators and other leaders in our school, connect with parents and guardians and community members in order to support our students, as well as just help teachers gain confidence in their own learning of new technology, in their own problem solving in their own classrooms. I just really love having those opportunities every single day.
So I love being a teacher because of the relationships that I get to have with the students, families, and the community. I have seen students, because of my years of teaching, grow from a 6th grader to a senior in high school, and now even getting married and having children of their own. And I still have those connections and relationships with them. The parents, as a class advisor, for multiple classes. I've had lots of parent interactions over the last 7 years, and I just love building the relationships with them in a different way, and their students then outside of the classroom. And then the community, because I get to bring them into my classroom to teach life skills to my students that I'm not proficient in or an expert in, but I know a little bit about. They come into the classroom and teach us their knowledge, which that's what I love about being a teacher.
I love being a teacher because I love seeing the insights and perspectives that children bring about the world. And when I hear their insights and perspectives, I find that I myself self-reflect, and I feel like that just makes me a better person, better teacher, and just a better member of society.
I love being a teacher because of my students. They are what brings me back to school every day. None of them are the same. Because I work at Choices, a lot of my kids have not had the best or most ideal experience at school. So I look at it as every day I have the chance to change that. And when they look back, they can say, she cared.
I love being a teacher because my students are the ones that actually teach me. I am a teacher. I know 7th grade math, 6th grade math, but to be honest, they're the ones that make me a better teacher. And because of that, I want to be a better teacher for them. I think just, learning their stories, learning their jokes. I mean, it's a team effort between a student and a teacher. And I love just being in a classroom full of a bunch of personalities and just, having a good time with my students.
I love being a teacher because I can teach students to take a piece of paper with notes on it, a very one-dimensional object, and turn it into something that they can feel. They can share it with others, and it's a beautiful gift of music. So we're taking something one-dimensional and turning it into multiple dimensions. And they learn as an individual in the process.
I love being a teacher because the feeling I get from the students when I teach them. I have bad days sometimes, and they are the ones that get me up in the morning and know that I have something to go teach, and they're just them being there makes me want to get up and do my job every day. I feel like they are the most compassionate people. They love to learn new things. I think they can feel my love for them. I think they can feel my energy and my compassion. And I hope that they look up to me and will one day remember me when I'm no longer their teacher, and they can, think of all the good memories that we had together.
I love being a teacher because I get to see all the children in my school and what they learn, how they learn. I get to interact with them. I get to build a rapport with them. And not only do I see how it helps them in school, but when they graduate, I get to see them out in the public. My plumber is a graduated Mardella person, and he's wonderful. He used math, the math that I taught him. The young man that works here in the office is a computer person. I taught him math, and he uses math in the computer. So I see people out in the public all the time. So my favorite part of being a teacher, I love being a teacher because I get to see what I have helped them become in their lives. I like it when I love it when the parents call me, they see me in the public, and we talk about their children, how well they're doing, and what I had done for them as far as math goes, how I helped them want to learn. So that's my favorite part of teaching. I love it because I get to help people.
I love being a teacher because every day is different and challenging, and we get to work with our future community leaders, and that's really rewarding to me. I love being a teacher because I'm always learning new things and expanding my knowledge of the world.
It's really hard for me as a teacher to say one particular thing that I love the most, because there's all the aspects that I do love about teaching. I've never really stopped to think about just one thing that makes me love being a teacher the most. It's about all the things. each day is a new journey. Each day has its own path. The kids come in and they have their own avenue for you. While I have the lesson plans planned for them, sometimes you have to be flexible and go based off their needs. And to be honest with you, each day they teach me about myself just as much as I teach them. I love teaching the whole child, not just the academics. We are big in our classroom on learning how to be kind to one another and how to take that out into our community.
I love being a teacher because I honestly feel like every day I get to be like Miss Frizzle. I have so many different jobs. I can be a marine biologist, a scientist, you know, an artist some days, which we all know I'm not an artist, but it's just so cool to be able to do so many different things with our students and get to build these relationships and memories with them. I think the coolest thing about it is bringing something different and unique to the table. And my favorite thing this year has been focusing on these random national holidays, but they have sent us into further research, finding books, finding connections to topics kids didn't even know they were interested in. And every day now they are dying to know what is the national holiday. So I think the coolest thing about being a teacher is your job is never the same. It doesn't matter what day of the week, it's not going to be the same from the day before. The only thing that's going to be the same is hopefully the relationships that you've built, that foundation of love, but the learning and the opportunities that the job provides us with, I get to share that with my students every day, and I think that's the coolest thing about being a teacher.